What's up, guys? This is Bova the Fell-Handed. Today we have another Crossout video. Now this is going to have some awesome gameplay as well as some information about the Children of the New Dawn. Now this isn't discussing all the weapons and whatnot they have. You can get that anywhere. This is about the market impact it is going to have. Now guys, backing up a little bit, an important part of being a Hefe isn't just instructing people what they need to do, but taking the information they bring you and putting it to the best use, which is kind of exactly what's going on right now. Guys, what you need to understand is that when this new faction is released, the market will change dramatically. Now, probably 36 hours after this faction's released, you're going to see a very, very big spike in your scrap, in your wire, your gas, copper. All of these things are going to go through the roof, and this is going to be your time to really put the heat on the market by saving up all your stuff and selling it, because people are going to want these new parts. The only way you can get these new parts is to build them. So unfortunately, there's not going to be anything out there to buy as of yet. That being said, you can really capitalize on the market. So you need to be prepared. You need to prepare for this. And the gentleman in question who brought this to my attention, he has studied the market. He knows exactly what the market's going to do, and I trust him 100% when he says there's going to be just a gigantic spike in your raw materials. So you really need to capitalize on that. So just make sure you have everything ready, because unless of course you want to build these things yourself. If you want to buy them outright, you need to take advantage of this. If not, save your stuff up, boom, go through the ranks of the Children of the New Dawn and make it happen. Other than that, you really need to batten down the hatches. So let's go ahead and move on to the games that I brought you. I brought you a few different games here. This is what's called a min-max build, maximum minimum build. You have a very low power score, but you have very large weapons, in addition to some other things. Now what we're going to have here for you is a large and a small gas tank. That needs to be standard on anything you run in order to farm the fuel. In addition to 2 caucuses, you don't have to aim these, you don't have to do anything to these. These things handle themselves, in addition to having 392 points of structure. So they're considered armor in addition to being guns. We have 4 large tires that are steering. Now this is kind of twofold. You're going to have the steering in order to evade the melee builds, and the large tires that give you an extra block of side armor. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the games here, and then we're going to see what's going on. So here we go. Here we are, guys. So we get right to it in this map. We have an encounter map. So we have to be very cautious because around the middle, because we know for a fact all the reds, all the bad guys are going to be focused towards the middle. Now on this particular map, they do kind of like to sneak out from my current 3 o'clock as well as behind us there at my 6 o'clock. So you can't really post up in one position at any given amount of time. We do have, a couple of guys have kind of posted up a little bit further here into the cap area, as well as the bots kind of flipped over there. What our plan is we're going to go ahead and push up here and get rid of these bots, see what's down this little trench area right here, this little alley, and go ahead and kind of focus up whomever is down here and get rid of them. As you can see here, I have another gentleman to my right. That's 2 more caucuses, and we're just straight putting in work. Now when you have this build, guys, you need to be very aware of the fact that you've got a little dead spot around the tires. Now speaking of the build, if you would like to look this build up, it is called Murder Buggy, and it's going to have a V and a number next to it. I think we're on the 8th or 9th version. I can't remember. I keep improving the thing because every single thing can be improved, and then I keep posting it. So just keep an eye out for that. So you do have to kind of be aware of that. So anyway, moving on. This is an extremely effective build. If you enjoy really winning a lot of matches, farming a lot of resources, this is the build for you. Those twin caucuses can really make a lot of things happen. Now, as a person, I am a huge fan of anything automated, anything controlled by Skynet, because you know what? The caucus will never miss. They're always going to shoot something. They may not shoot what you want to shoot, big deal. It's not going to happen. They're going to shoot their own thing. But attack drones, missile drones, missile turrets, attack turrets, fuse drones, sidekicks. I mean, any kind of thing controlled by the AI, i.e. Skynet, is fantastic. Here we go, guys, on a kind of standard battle. And, a lot of times I see guys trying to do the QB sneak, but, if you have this much hardware, you really need to put it to bear in a battle. And, if you think about it, in front of this vehicle, you've got, 2 layers of 492 structure each. So you can really put this this truck here in a very awkward position and still come out on top, because it's just, nothing short of amazing. And, that's the thing about Crossout. You can make whatever you want. So if you make a very, very successful build, you're going to get a lot of kudos / hate mail. So just keep that in mind. Now, the number one thing in this game, guys, is kind of like World of Tanks. You really need to protect your cap. I'm mentioning that because I know the majority of my audience is World of Tanks players. And, I felt as a gamer this transitioned very, very well from that. And it was good for a nice little distraction, if you have some bad games. So just keep that in mind. So, right now we're going to go ahead and push this area here. That gentleman was bound and determined to blow himself up. Luckily, he did not take anyone with him. Now, the reason I'm getting 15 gas, guys, is if you are unfamiliar, I have a large and a small gas tank. You can get the small one for free if you do missions, and the large one you have to make. So just keep that in mind. And you just put them underneath there in the frame. If you look up the build, I'm sure you'll find it. Now, this is an encounter map. The only difference is we are going straight into the bows of the spawn point, which means, we are bound to get some action. As you can see there, I kind of hit the brakes. I said, hey, I've went up a little bit too far. The top cocks there turned around, shooting at the gentleman there to my 6, and we're just wide open here. All I'm concerned with is getting back around the corner here into cover, so I can finally focus on one person instead of half a dozen. There is a great number and of bad guys in this, would of course be determined to be a fuster cluck, if you catch my drift. We're still putting in some good work here. We're still getting some guys off the board. And you can do the same thing if you've got your regular guns. I just enjoy the caucuses because, I don't have to aim. There's a chance I will miss. The caucuses won't miss. So, I am a fan of these particular guns, because the structure really makes up the front of this build. So, moving on, as you can see here, we pushed into their spawn and killed everybody but one. And, just nothing but success with 3 of these bad boys. If you had 4, you could probably carry every single game, because I know, we ended up getting a lot of hate mail and carried a lot of games with just 3 of us. But the caucus is a fun thing. It's a very, very tough gun there. It counts as a machine gun if you're doing your raids, or not raids, but you're doing your daily bonuses, what have you. So just keep that in mind. It's a very, very fun gun because you never have to worry about it. Okay, so we ended up pulling that one out there. We're going to go ahead and switch to another game, as these games are so small and short, only having a 3-minute timer period. So we are back here at the encounter battle. We are going to go ahead and push the camp, see if we can't make a difference right off the jump here. We have a lot of friendlies with us, and the downside is, you get in a big swirling melee like this. A lot of times the friendlies get in the way and you can't really shoot what you want to shoot. Right there off the gate, we ended up taking out 2. Pulled an Angel of Death. We're trying to kind of sneak through this little area right here. We don't want to stray too far away from the cap circle, as that's where your main point of fire, your main firefight's going to be. You want to be where the biggest fight is, because you want to keep these guns on target, because the longer these guns are off target, the longer they're not going off non-stop, that means you could be doing better. So you kind of have to take a very professional mindset, I guess is what you would call it, in this game. And you need to say, hey, listen, I'm here to make money. I'm here to to build things. If I'm not getting scrap, if I'm not selling my scrap for coins, something's wrong. We need to make this happen. So that's kind of the mindset you need to be in this particular game. Okay, so we're going to have another quick one here. We have another encounter. And as long, guys, as long as you can kind of pull up and just put continuous fire on the bad guys at the cap, you're going to be set. The downside is when you start to get focused. Whenever you start to get focused, i.e. meaning a lot of fire comes towards you, you need to kind of back off and play it very, very safe. Now, I will mention, guys, I've got a whirlwind that I will run on these low power scores, and let me tell you, this legendary weapon does not do as good as if I would run by myself with 2 caucuses. So just throwing that out there, that you can really put in a lot of work. Now, granted, of course, this is a low power score, but you know what? There is absolutely no incentive for running a high power score in a PvP mission. So just keep that in mind, that you might as well just min-max your build and run the smallest build you can with the most killing power. So as you can see here, they've got about half the team left. We're going to pull up, get in a nice little picket line, and just let the Cox do the work. We've got 1 destroyed there, another destroyed, and it just does not take long. It ends up happening very, very quickly, a lot of times more quickly than we're ready for. The hate mail's rolling in, and we haven't even got out the game yet. So just keep that in mind, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you want to see more Crossout videos, let me know. Also, we're gonna have some more videos coming out soon of some different games. Kind of mix it up just a little bit. Not very much, but just a little bit, just enough to keep you guessing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time.